All right, guys, welcome back to the Four Horsemen. We back here. We got Mo, we got Ralph. We got a good game coming up. Last week, not sure if you guys saw the Monday Night Football game. That was a good video for us. We actually predicted the London touchdown, the Hurts touchdown, the interception. Unfortunately, the Eagles lost. Don't got to talk too much about that, but we good. We good.
I'll let them live. I gave them what they needed to hear already.
uh,
Yeah, I've got too much to say about it, man. It's week 2. We got a lot to figure out, just like everyone else, I feel like. So we got the talent.
Not us. We got nothing to figure out. This is clipped. Better performance, but this is clipped.
I mean, no, we don't got to get into it, but they didn't score a touchdown. Y'all lost, so that's crazy.
First time
Didn't
The Commanders.
Jalen Rieger?
No, hell no. No, the Pats released them off the practice squad. I don't know if anybody picked them up.
Oh, I thought the Bum-ass Giants on some signs. Okay. I was wrong there.
Giants have a lot of problems. Receiver actually really one of them.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a good game coming up Thursday night football. The New England Patriots versus the New York Jets. The Jets are at home. You got A-Rod versus
Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, he's saying this is a good game. This is gonna be a fucking snooze fest. I feel like
it's gonna be a good defensive game, probably. It's not gonna be a lot of offense and big plays, but
if you like punting, you're gonna like this game.
It's a tough football game played though, for sure.
It's a weird game, I feel like, in general. Hold on, I'm looking at this now. The Jets,
especially a Thursday. Yeah.
The Jets have the 23rd ranked defense in the NFL over the first 2 weeks. The Pats are a top 10 defense, but the Jets offense hasn't really looked great either week, honestly. And then the Pats offense is abysmal. So what do we get besides
like
8-5?
Granted, though, Jets played 49ers and Titans. They're definitely going to probably be like top 15 defenses this year, I feel like. So that's something to factor in. But
I think they should have demolished the Titans. I don't know.
The Titans are a sleep team, in my opinion.
When Mayo Boy is your quarterback, I don't know.
Also, like you said, the Patriots defense this year has been amazing. I'm pretty sure they're number one in rushing yards allowed per game so far. It's pretty great, to be honest. You can't run the ball. That stops a lot. Play action stops the deep passes. Makes it overall harder for any team to beat you if you can't run the ball. So shout out to the Patriots for having that. The people who think the Patriots are a bad team, I think they're a bad team. They're not a top of the line good team, but right now they're putting up fights and they're playing their asses off. So you can't overlook the Patriots right now, especially with that defense right now.
Not only that, too, just on top of that rushing stat that you gave, they're also the number 5 scoring defense in the NFL right now. They go up 16.5 points a game over the first 2 weeks, which is it's amazing. I mean, if you had even any sort of functional offense, you'd be 2-0.
That's two touchdowns in the field goal. So
and they went to overtime versus Seahawks. Seahawks definitely ain't bad. They got a good defense, good offense. I feel like the Seahawks been good our whole life, damn near. It's the same team. It's a scrappy team.
Were the Seahawks at home?
Nah, I think Patriots are home.
But what they call it? They call it the 13th man or 12th man or something like that. Yeah. That's the crazy over there. I said 13.
Ooh, Harper hit a bomb.
Yeah.
All right, Schwarmer. I need 2 hits or whatever the hits, runs, RBIs. Fuck baseball though. We're not doing that. I think one of the props I've been looking at, it kind of scares me though, because I feel like it's a little bit too obvious. Is Stevenson rushing yards right now? They got it at 65.5. He cleared this line easily both times. He had 80 and 120, 20 carries every single game. And Jets rush defense, they gave up 180 and 130 first 2 games. So.
Yep,
it makes too much sense. I feel like it's kind of scaring me. But, I mean, they got Jacoby Brissett. You got to figure they're going to keep on giving him 20 touches a game.
No, but you got a good
It was
point.
minus 115 so far for 65.5. I mean, I love it.
The Jets also have given up 4 touchdowns this year. Only one of them has been through the air. 3 have been rushing.
Yep.
Stevenson plus 130 anytime.
It's like too like obvious though. That's what's scaring me about it. Because I felt the same thing about Saquon last night. Look what happened.
Yeah, I actually like Stevenson too. That was my player prop over 65.5 yards, like you said. He had 80 and 120. Pretty sure he had touchdown both. He had touchdown last week. Not sure about
he scored
one.
both. Pretty sure he scored both.
Yeah, he's looking amazing right now. That O line creating some holes up front for him. I like that line. The Jets run defense pretty mid pack. It's not like you're playing against the Steelers. Pretty sure CJ Mosley's out for a while, right?
I don't know about Mosley, but I know Jermaine Johnson's out for a while. But he's
CJ
not really a
Mosley
run stopper. They still got the big guy in the middle, Quentin Williams. That's why I don't understand why this defense isn't performing. Because last year it was a top 5 defense, and now they finally got at least Aaron Rodgers back, and it's like now defense ain't showing up.
Well, it's so many years now with the same tricks. It's not like the Jets haven't exactly been the most successful franchise in the NFL, and meanwhile they're on like year 5 of Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh. Like,
yeah, I like Robert Saleh.
People figure you out.
Yeah, he doesn't have too much creativity though.
He also hasn't had the best team every year. He works with who he can work with. Every year he has a great defensive team. He had to deal with Zach Wilson. So with what he's
look at Dan Campbell,
presented
look
to
at
him,
Dan Campbell. He didn't have shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Dan Campbell.
Jared Goff is a way better quarterback than anybody the Jets ever had besides Aaron Rodgers, though, for a while, to be honest, too. So,
well, the Jets' offense is a whole other story because at the end of the day, you have all these shit. You have a defensive coach, so you have to rely on your OC. And then you get Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers decides to bring his personal guy, who is known to be one of the worst offensive minds in the league, at least since he was with the Packers. So I don't know. The whole thing it just reeks Jets. The same thing that the Jets always do. They manage to turn a situation awful. But I don't know. I also
think about that.
Patriots offense is that talented to be able to like really drop a bunch of points on them either. I think Stevenson will have a decent day because they'll eventually break in some way, shape, or form. But like I see why the line is 38.5.
Okay. It's a super low number though. You're gonna be sweating your ass off.
Yeah, a couple touchdowns. The early touchdowns will be.
You get two touchdowns the first half. You're sweating your ass off.
I will say this though, based off the 2 games with the Jets, the Niners obviously supporting Niners. They have an amazing run offense, a huge O line. Shanahan, that offense creating what they create in that offense, and whatever rushing is good. So you really can't blame the Jets about that. But they couldn't stop the run at all. They couldn't stop it for 3 yards, 2, 5. It didn't matter. Last week against the Titans, pretty sure Pollard had about 62 yards. So I think that Stevenson line is an easy smash, 65.5 yards. He has, like you said, 20 carries plus a game. He had 81 yards, 125 yards.
It all makes sense. Jets gave up 180 and 130 back-to-back games rushing. So
I don't think this is a game where you can overthink it because it's not like you have that many great plays coming out of this game anyway. If we're expecting it to be low scoring,
right.
At the same time, I think it's a low parlay outruns 2 running backs and maybe boost up the number a little bit and run it under. I could see Brees and Ramon and then under.
See, I don't like Brees. This Jets running offense is going to scare me tomorrow or Thursday.
I'm not worried about him running it in. He's still a passing threat.
Yeah.
Harriet and him, I feel like that's gonna really. I mean, Lazard, that's his boy, so of course he's always going to look to him. But
Brees running the ball scares me Thursday. I think the Patriots run defense has been pretty good the first 2 weeks, pretty good. And the Jets
also isn't the best, to be honest. And I think that's a big concern, like kind of going forward as the year goes along, especially like kind of trying to predict Jets like touchdowns. I think Brees is always capable of like breaking one or like catching something from a check down because you're getting fucking flanked from both sides. But it's hard to predict. It's not, the Jets aren't the easiest team to predict, especially over the first 2 weeks. So there's so many question marks based on how good their offense and their defense realistically can really be at this point.
Yeah, the Jets still got a lot to prove. They got a lot to work on. People were talking a lot about Garrett Wilson and Rodgers and that connection right now, I don't think they're doing that bad. Yes, they're not winning games. Yes, he hasn't went off for 100 yards and a touchdown. But sometimes when I watch the game, how he gets open, how they scheme him to get open, how Aaron Rodgers just targets him the ball, reminds me back to the Devontae Adams type days where he's motioning or he's in a slot. Quick hike the ball 6 yards, get forward. Quick hike the ball out, something like that, to where he can get the ball. It's not a problem about getting him the ball. It's a problem with the old line being able to get some run offense going. It's a problem with protecting Rodgers. It's a problem with the defense even getting stops. So I'm pretty sure every week, Wilson had about 6 catches. He had like 11 targets week 1. Figured like 8 catches or 8 targets week 2. He's getting the targets. He's getting about like 50, 60 yards per game. I think he just needs that one big game where him and Rodgers just really, really connect and they really scheme him up and get him in the end zone. And that's how they win. That's only how they win. They got to get Garrett Wilson involved. They can't just keep running the ball, give it to Brees, and dump it off. You got to get Garrett Wilson involved.
I think
that's going to be the week, though?
I was looking at him.
I don't think it's gonna happen this week because you just said it. I was literally that's what I was looking at my phone at. I wanted to see what Brees' rushing and receiving yards at. They got it at 97.5 on DraftKings. It's a high number, but like you said, I mean, the pressure's gonna be there. Rodgers don't want to get hit too much yet. He still has to get used to it. I mean, all it takes is 1 or 2 dump offs. He has the ability to make 1 or 2 guys miss. 50 yards receiving, gets 40 yards rushing. That's a bang.
They beat him too. They beat him.
Oh yeah, no, he's a beast.
Depending on how the game script goes, essentially it could be a lot of like running from both teams.
If they're down and Patriots are like running the ball a lot or not getting a lot of possessions, they kind of have to get a big play. Yeah, I can see him sticking with Brees.
Yeah,
I got a line I really like for this Jets offense, or a player on this Jets offense. I like Allen Lazard over 30.5 yards. Week 1, you saw him. He was getting involved. If Garrett Wilson couldn't get the ball, Brees Hall couldn't get the ball. He was that third option. 30.5, I feel like is a low number for anybody, especially receiver-wise. It's a number 2 option really on the receiving core. 1 or 2 big catches, he has that. I feel like low-scoring game, both teams be running the ball. We'll be allowed them slick play action. Aaron Rodgers hides the ball, pokes it out. He's coming across or something. Garrett Wilson probably get doubled. They might watch Brees Hall lock him out the backfield. I think not Garrett Wilson. Alan Lazard can easily give her this 30.5. Over under receipt. I'm on. I like that a lot. Or somebody that Aaron Rodgers bought from Green Bay. He's more familiar with him. There's a little chemistry there. I like 30.5 for Lazard Thursday night.
I don't think it's a bad move to take Lazard props in general while they're low. Because like even like last was it week? It was actually week 1. Week 1, obviously he had the touchdowns and all that, but like beforehand, like 1 touchdown was like plus 420 up to plus 450 in certain books, and like we're down to the fact where like now he's plus 240 because like obviously the books are seeing that he really does have that connection with Rodgers. I think the only real question about his productivity is going to be when does Mike Williams feel like he can go 100% of the snaps? Because at that point, I think he's just kind of be the de facto too. And then when does Mike Williams get injured? Because it's going to happen back to back.
Sadly, with him, it's like crazy. It's like, he could be like the year of the Chargers. He was going off. Got hurt.
I love
the SpongeBob meme. My leg.
I love Mike Williams. I think he's one of the most talented, like freak receivers in the NFL. But the dude is just made of glass, unfortunately.
We want to run a parlay per usual. I mean, we smacked the Eagles game, but not for the right reason, unfortunately.
Listen to this stat line. Alan Lazard really quick. Last week, 2 receptions, 4 targets. The Titans, 11 yards. That's not good. But week 1. 6 receptions, 9 targets, 89 yards. Yeah, 4 targets week 2. I think you see about 4 to 6 week 3. Catches about 3 or 4 balls, and he gets that over 30.5 easily, to be honest. And I know he had 2 touchdowns already in the season. Good for him. But now seeing this more, I see why that line is a little low. He went off from 89 to 11. Like Ref said, take his line down while it's low. 30 and a half. Alan Lazard, easy cash. I like that a lot. I feel like that's a nice, max unit play.
You got into the parlay?
Yeah,
the max unit
parlay. So Alan Lazard 30 over 30 and a half. Stevenson over 60. Was it 65 and a half?
Yeah.
What else do we add to that at this point? I honestly I think
Stevenson touchdown.
Oh yeah, Stevenson touchdown. We can add that as well. Somebody has to score a touchdown in this game. It's not going to be a 3-0 game.
We want to do no touchdown score? That'll be a fun sweat bet.
I think realistically, if there's many,
it's possible. It's very possible.
If there's any games where like it is possible, this is one of those games where like both teams are like.
Oh yeah, it could happen.
It could happen.
Plus 4,000. It's not really worth the score.
Don't add that to the parlay, Jones.
Yeah, don't. No.
You play that single. You throw like maybe 10, 20 bucks on it and see what happens. But
I got a touchdown. Like,
hit me.
Let me verify really quick. But some juicy odds too.
Ooh. I like Ramadre first. It's plus 600.
Yeah, they're sucking Brees. They got Bryce at plus 310 right now for first touchdown.
That's why I would never touch it. At least I wouldn't touch it.
That's not worth the squeeze. Even if you hit that, bro, it's like
that's
really plus 600.
You ready for this touchdown? I'm gonna tell you why I like this too. Right now, anytime touchdown plus 480 with FanDuel for the Patriots, Hunter Henry. I like that a lot. I can see them getting the end zone with a couple play actions. So Stevenson, he might not get it, pull it out, dump it off. Henry's a good receiving tight end. He's a big target in the end zone. And listen to this, right? I just looked at it on ESPN. The receiving breakdown for the Patriots. Number 1, Hunter Henry, 10 receptions, 15 targets. Number 2, another tight end, Hooper, 3 receptions, 5 targets. Then it's the receiver, Osborne, 4 receptions, 8 targets. He has the most yards, 127. Next person, 36. There's only 1 touchdown right now by a Patriot receiver in this poll. Last week, Henry had 8 receptions, 12 targets, 109 yards, no touchdowns. I think he gets in this week if Stevenson's good. I think Brissett obviously been relying on these tight ends. Hooper, Henry got the most yards, and then after that, catches. So obviously starting the tight ends. Hunter Henry at home. What I say it was with FanDuel, it is plus 480. That's great value to be honest. Can't beat that.
I think that's a fucking steal. But I think that's another one that you play by itself, just because like you don't want a parlay to ruin that.
Single that plus 480, you're good.
Yeah. I'd be so mad at like if I had that in a parlay.
But then if you add it to the parlay, that shit hits. That's a nice parlay.
You said rushing yards. I don't
tell anybody how to play.
What is that? Hold on.
No, yeah, I don't tell you. Whatever you guys want to do. Yeah. We tell you guys our advice.
How to play? We just give you plays, and you guys do what you
want. We give you the fucking recipe. It's your choice how you want to cook it.
Yeah,
I'm about to cook it right now for him. Watch this. Let me see. Hunter Henry touchdown. Ramar Stevenson over 65 and a half. I was like, just if you wanted to play it. Not that bad. It's plus 1,508. That would be a little higher.
What's the odds for Ramondre to score instead of Henry? It's plus 500. That's a banger.
Yeah. So we take out Hunter Henry for this parlay and put Stevenson at plus 110. It's plus 428. Right.
That's a banger.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that Hunter Henry. That's
want to root for someone, and this was actually gonna be the pick that I introduced into this anyway, because realistically, I don't think you should be touching many props in this game. You can find steals, you're gonna find value everywhere in this game, but it's really like a Russian roulette sort of thing. I think pick the game because it's gonna be close. Like it's gonna be a close game overall. I don't like 6.5 just because I can definitely see the Pats losing by a touchdown. I think you alternate spread it to 7.5, and you could probably. I mean, I found it on Bet365 at -148, so I'm assuming it's somewhere in the 150 line for most other places.
I was gonna say that's a good idea. If there's a prop for maybe 3 field goals being made, I feel like that's a lock.
And the way field goals have been getting kicked this year already.
Oh my god, yeah, especially two teams like that. I feel like they're not both aggressive teams because the offense haven't been there compared to Eagles where we go 4-4 every single down. Like we're playing Madden.
Oh, you can be the Giants and just not have a fucking kicker.
You're not gonna talk
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
crazy.
So you know,
so basically, you're saying you like Jets -6.5. You're not gonna win by a touchdown. Basically, plus 7.5. You think 6.5? Like, what you picking? You picking Jets -6.5 isn't bad. You got
Jets 6. You can do Jets -6.5 if you want to, but like realistically, like I can see the Jets winning by 3 as well, which is why I think you just play it safe and you grab your points instead of giving them away.
I'm gonna say like Patriots. They cover it every single time. I'm pretty sure
They love covering. It's their thing.
personally,
They lost by 2 first week.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I'm picking anything, if you want, just move it to 7.5.
Yeah.
Personally, I like the Patriots plus 6.5. I think they cover.
I like them 6.5 too.
I think they cover.
Take it for the points, like you said.
I don't know if it's worth. I mean, it depends on how you're playing it. I think if you're adding it to a parlay, it's not going to be worth the like -110 to -150. I think if you're playing it by itself in a straight, and that's what you're doing, and you're going to throw big money on that, 100% take the 6.5. Because why the fuck not?
Personally, I like the Patriots plus 6.5. Probably gonna be a low scoring game, defensive battle. Not obviously, like you said, the last 2 weeks this isn't two explosive offenses that's about to go down the field super fast. No, they're gonna run the ball, they're gonna dump it off, they're gonna do this 3 and outs. Plus 6.5 is pretty good when you got the Patriots defense playing amazing recently. You got the Jets defense coming into the season. We thought it was gonna be amazing. Looks a little shaky on the run game. It's looking a little shaky. You got some injuries already, but Patriots plus 6.5. I like it. I think they even got a chance to run away and steal this game. To be honest,
I 100% think they can win this game. And honestly, I think Vegas also thinks they can win this game because their money line really isn't as high as you would probably think it is. It's plus 235.
You know what I'm saying?
So I 1,000% think they can win this game. Are they going to? I'm not sure. But it's a Patriots Jets. Like it's always been one-sided. This is a new chapter though, and it seems to be going better than I thought it was going to. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I didn't think Gerard Mayo. I didn't take it seriously, to be honest, in terms of his hiring. But like when you're over here with the 5th scoring defense in the NFL over the first 2 weeks, you're living up to exactly what you said you were gonna bring. And his wide receiver 1 is Demario Douglas, so I don't blame him for being on 2.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the plus 6.5. Honestly, I like under 38.5. This is a low scoring game. Probably win by a field goal, win by 6. Like I said before, I like Allen Lazard with 30.5 receiving yards. I like Hunter Henry touchdown, get in there. That's personally what I like for this game. Other than that, I'm not touching nothing else. Stevenson, love him. You take a touchdown if you want. Personally, I like Hunter Henry, Steven rushing yards. Not Garrett Allen. Allen Lazard receiving. That Patriots plus 6.5 and under 30.
Let's fucking do it. Let's cash the fuck out, boys.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah, get ready for another episode soon too.
I was gonna say, yeah, we'll be back again for the whole week slate. We just wanted to make sure. I mean, there's a million injuries, so I hope your favorite players are staying healthy. I mean, it's just going around everywhere. Hope your fantasy teams are still intact.
Fuck you, baby.
Yeah, fuck you, Dave. I'll take it.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's going to be a good week in the games regardless, even with all these injuries.
It looks like a way better slate than last week.
Last week was a bad slate, in my opinion.
Buns. I mean, it was like a lot of upsets, but it was fucking boring.
Upsets out the ass.
Ravens game was boring. It was a good game at the end, but it was boring.
super boring games. So I don't know. I think this week will be a little bit funner and a little bit more competitive. There are some games that I really can't predict this week either. So like it's definitely going to be a lot more research going into it.
And well, we got to spin back on our touchdown prop. Oh my god, man! Brian Robinson, how many yards he have? Like 100 something.
B Rob had a career high in yards. I think he wound up with like 130 something.
No one on the Commanders scored. They got to the red zone, and it was like, I don't want to say the word, but it's a bad word how the coordinator was looking for what he was calling the plays. My pick on got tackled at the 1, so that's just my luck.
There's a couple times
was killing him too.
Taylor love the fact that Anthony Richardson sucks, and I listen. Like I said, Anthony Richardson could be the best quarterback in the NFL if he knew how to accurately throw a ball, but that seems to be something that's not happening.
I was so disappointed.
150.
I was so disappointed in the Colts offense. It was like embarrassing almost watching that game, and I was sitting there like, you can't even cross your 40. It's like you can't even get across. You can't even cross the 50 and even get a field goal and get in 4th and 1 predicaments. Like Anthony Richardson threw one pass across the middle. You would have thought the D-back was his fucking receiver. And I was sitting there like mind blown, like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
He scored.
The shame is that their defense isn't bad.
Who defense? The Colts?
Yeah. It's not the worst. It's not the worst.
They look terrible. They can't stop the run.
I mean, a lot of teams have that problem. We talked about the Colts run defense. It's actually laughable. 237 yards a game.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the parlay was there. That's all you can ask for. The parlay was there.
Think about it. When your offense can't get the ball past the fucking 40, how long are you resting? So, of course, you're going to get the other team's going to just beat you down in the run. They're going to tire you out even more. They know you're out there the entire fucking game pretty much.
Bro, the Packers had their backup quarterback in. Josh Jacobs had about 70 yards in the first quarter.
Ended up with 32 carries.
But he had like 70 yards. I remember one time I checked my phone because my friend's a Packers fan. He was talking shit, and I was talking shit before the game about how the Colts going to beat him. And he was like, he texted me, and I think I looked. Jacob had 7 carries, 67 yards in the first quarter. Joe Mixon the week before went for 130. The Colts, I thought the Eagles could stop the run. The Colts can't stop the run. Their secondary gets beat deep all the time. I don't know. I thought they were gonna come in looking way better. I think the Forrest Buckner got hurt. I think it was him. Oh, I don't know.
They're not a good team. It's really what it comes down to.
I had high praise on them coming to the season, and they just stink.
I thought they were going to be a sleeper team.
Same. I thought it was going to be a run hard, defensive fault, hard-nosed football team. Where right now they're just a bunch of bums.
No, they look terrible. And it's a shame because there's a couple guys on that team that definitely don't deserve it. Jonathan Taylor being one of them, Michael Pittman being another one. But
you and y'all and the Panthers, Giants, the Panthers, y'all share that shitty country club. Now the Colts are about to transfer to your country club. It's about to be 3 shitty teams in there.
They're fucking signing registration as we speak.
They're paying their dues. They transfer.
At least we scored 3. You understand that when the Giants score more touchdowns than you in a week, like you may as well start you line the bus up and you start driving to the country club because that's where we're at this point.
Yeah. But other than that, Thursday night football probably not going to be super exciting. Probably be a defensive battle. Make sure you guys, if you tell the picks, let us know what you tell them. Drop it in the comments. Follow us on Twitter at the 4 Horsemen EST. Same thing Instagram, same TikTok. Like the video, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, family about it. Degenerate group chat you gamble in. Send the videos in there as well. Let us know what you
want. The Patreon. I didn't do one lick of research today. We got 5 of us in here sending our picks. I went undefeated. That's the beauty of it. I don't want to look at shit. I was like, what are the boys betting today?
Yeah. Soccer. Boys, you want to put a good day.
Soccer and baseball.
Yep.
Don't know shit about it, but at least my boys do.
Chris,
$10 a month.
Some more picks. Chris has been on fucking fire recently.
10 picks a what is it? $10 a month? Change your
I think
life.
Saturday he went 4-0 in soccer too. Recently he's like what 7-0 in soccer.
He destroyed the UFC card this weekend too. Just went to town with him. He's been on a fucking heater, and all you need is $10 to get every single one of his picks.
And more.
Mm-hmm.
We got a customer in there now. He's sending a couple bangers of his own. He joined 2 months ago. In the first month, made a couple $1,000. So right now he's sitting a little pretty penny. We got a couple customers in there up a couple $1,000. So $10 worth it. You make that money back quick. You pay for the year within that first bet. So let us know. Patreon link will be in the description. We'll drop also all the social media accounts in the description. Let us know what else you want for us. And other than that, Mo, Ralph, you got anything?
Love y'all.
See you guys soon.
Yeah, see y'all soon. Literally.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.